Welcome back to BNC Now, everyone. Our guest today is the Congressman for Virginia's 3rd Congressional District, which serves as one of the most predominantly black precincts in that area. And he's also chair of the House Education and Labor Committee. Joining us now is Congressman Bobby Scott. Sir, welcome. We appreciate your time. Welcome to BNC Now.
Thank you. Thank you, Laverne. It's good to be back.
Well, let's get right to it. What do you think? Is this the day that we are going to hear who the new president of the United States is?
Well, I think we already know who the next president is. They just have a few more votes to cast. The pattern in Pennsylvania is he's won. They just have to continue counting the votes. If something happens in Pennsylvania, he's going to win Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona. If he wins 2 out of 3 of those, it's over. So he's been elected. Just count the votes, and Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States. One thing it shows is the importance of the vote. There were a lot of very close elections: Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona. And if people had decided, well, my vote doesn't count, all of those states could have gone the other way, and you'd be looking at, rather than a comfortable victory on the Electoral College with President-elect, he's going to be President Biden, President Trump could have been reelected, but people came out to vote, and it made a difference. Your previous segment talked about the coronavirus. There is no plan. About a week ago, the chief of staff acknowledged they're not even trying. If you look at their campaign, they've had these mass rallies, no masks. They're not trying. We need, that's one of the reasons I believe that Joe Biden is in the process of getting elected president, because people want somebody that's going to take it seriously. And he will follow the science. And it's not that complicated. You follow the science, you can get the job done. One of the things that is actually important at this point, the election isn't over. You have 2 special elections for the U.S. Senate in Georgia coming up, and those 2 elections could determine the control of the U.S. Senate. It could make a profound difference. People in Georgia have to come out, and if they elect 2 Democratic senators, we will be able to have a significant influence in the legislative process. If we don't win both of them, Republican leader McConnell can decide what the Senate votes on and what it doesn't. If we can pass a minimum wage bill in the House, McConnell can just decide not to bring it up. If we have college affordability or good education policy, he can just decide not to bring it up. He didn't bring up a meaningful police reform bill. Would pass the House. He just didn't bring it up. Workplace safety, discrimination language, housing policy, tax policy. If he can block it just by not bringing it up, it's hard enough to get it passed if you bring it up. But if we get those 2 Senate seats, we can have control so that we can at least bring it up for a vote. And I think we'll be extremely successful. But it's going to depend on the voters of Georgia again. They showed how they could vote this time. It's a matter of coming out and vote and electing 2 United States senators. And if they do, I think Joe Biden will have a very successful legislative record to talk about. And if he doesn't, he can do a lot of things with just executive action. Just like President Trump has done going the wrong way, Joe Biden can use his executive powers, taking things in the right direction.
Well, let's talk about Senator Kamala Harris, possibly soon to be Vice President-elect. Kamala Harris being the first woman of color in this position. You know her. Give us your thoughts on her and how she'll do in this role.
Well, one thing, if we elect 2 U.S. senators from Georgia, there will be a 50-50 tie. And as vice president, she will be busy because she'll be spending every day voting a tie-breaking vote. She is very well prepared. She was a prosecutor in San Francisco, Attorney General, and a U.S. Senator from California. I knew her because I was very much involved in crime policy. And even before it became popular, even when it was dangerous, she supported what she called smart on crime, which is a focus more on prevention, early intervention, and rehabilitation, and less of a focus on just lock them up and throw away the key. That politically is dangerous. People lose elections because they're so-called soft on crime, because they didn't waste a lot of the taxpayers' money with these draconian sentences, and instead had a strategy of smart on crime. When you focus on prevention, early intervention, rehabilitation, you can significantly reduce crime and save money. And she was willing to take that approach when it was politically dangerous. So I'm looking forward to her working in that area. She's also a very strong consumer advocate as Attorney General of California with the housing crisis and a lot of other consumer fraud situations. She was one of the most aggressive consumer advocates as Attorney General. Our Attorney General in Virginia worked with her and supporting consumers. So we're looking forward to her working to help consumers. But her major, what her job will pretty much depend on how we do in Georgia with these 2 Senate seats, because if we give her two additional senators to work with, she will be the controlling vote in the United States Senate.
Wow, very, very powerful. And we also know, Congressman Scott, your name has been floated to be part of this amazing administration if it goes forward, this very historic administration. So we wish you luck on that, and we will keep in touch with you throughout the evening here for any breaking news. And you've been...
I'm going to be busy as chair of Education and Labor Committee. I'm going to be busy as chair of the Education and Labor Committee. I'm not seeking any other jobs. I'm delighted to have my name mentioned, of course, but we have a very aggressive agenda in terms of education policy, K through 12, early childhood education, including daycare, college affordability, in the labor space, making a safe workplace easier to join a union. We've got a lot of jurisdiction in healthcare. We're going to be busy, and that's why we need those 2 additional U.S. senators, because if we pass legislation in the House, we want to make sure that the Senate takes it up.
All right, good to know. As always, we appreciate your time so much. Thank you so much, Congressman Bobby Scott of Virginia.
Thank you, Laverne.
All right, Congressman Scott, breaking news here on BNC.